Hey guys!
Happy Saturday and welcome back to
Latte and Foam.
That's actually kind of cute for once. Usually takes us 100 tries. Okay, so today we thought it would be a fun video to go onto the Japanese version of Love 365, which is called 100 Scenes of Love, I believe. And we got this idea from just going and playing Love's Hella Punk. We had to go do some research to see some of the stuff that had already come out, and it got us the idea that there's probably other games that we can look forward to in the future, and we can check Japanese voltage to see when they're coming for English, kind of to get an idea.
Open it up, we're gonna see a couple games and some things that we may look forward to, and yeah.
And compare, do you want to open up, oh yeah, you don't have your phone, dang. Okay, well I'm gonna open up both of them so we can like flip back and forth if there's some we want to check. 100 Shin no Koi Plus. What is the plus for?
I honestly don't know, sometimes
that's in a lot of apps, they're just like plus version.
Like, and more. 100 plus, I feel like that's like that they're saying, so there's like more than 100, but I don't know.
Oh, also you guys, at the end of this, we're gonna go check something out that somebody suggested. What was it called again? Otona no...
Otona no...
something. Like basically it's adult like voltage like super, so, but it's a website.
All right, so the general layout is the same, and I want to just comment, I absolutely hate the way that Love 365 is like set up. They had a good first structure, and I was like, yeah, I can go through, you can look up the genres and stuff, and then for whatever,
bookshelf was cute,
and then for whatever reason Voltage was like, let's make it bad.
That's like one of the classic like don't fix it if it isn't broken, because it wasn't broken and now it is.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, generally the same ones that you see. So you know, like Irresistible Mistakes, Kings of Paradise, The Masquerade Kiss, all of those ones are still at the top doing fantastical.
And some of them have some like stories that you can see coming later. Also, what's really cool about this is you guys can actually go and look on the American App Store or Google Play. You don't have to have a Japanese iTunes account, which a lot of things are region locked like that. So I think what I'll do is just put in the description the name of the app, so that way you can copy and paste if you want to go look for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't speak Japanese, you can at least look through it yourself. So
yeah, you can kind of see images.
Yeah. Love's Hella Punk is in there. It's actually already finished pretty much, I want to say.
Yeah, it's finished on this version. But the first one that came up that we didn't recognize is called Judgments of Love, Puro Kareshi, which is professional boyfriend.
Yeah, so basically what we know, because we speak Japanese, or we know Japanese enough of it to
we speak it okay, but we can understand it really well.
Basically what happens is a girl who used to work in the employment. Yeah,
like an employment agency. She still does work
She
there.
still does, but now she's been booted up to now basically looking for professional lovers for women who are really rich. Mm-hmm. And basically that sounds like it's not matchmaking, because at first that's what I kept saying, like it's matchmaking. No, so these women who are really rich, they need to have like an appearance when they go to events and things, and so they need to have a professional boyfriend that's on their arm to make them look good. So that's what this girl does.
Yeah, so the company basically, I'm assuming, hires her like employment agency to hire the men for that. And so the kind of interview process that she would go through, we're assuming is going to be more like going on dates with these guys to see if they would be a good professional kareshi or boyfriend.
Yeah. So
and there's only 2 guys so far.
So this one's actually probably pretty brand new, and I think it's Love Choice.
Yeah, it's Love Choice.
So yeah, this one's actually really new. And so what'll happen is it'll probably get translated to, also if it does well, over to this one. I'm actually interested. I would like to read it myself.
I know. I just wish it wasn't Love
Choice.
Choice. I feel like that's what they're doing nowadays. The only time it isn't is when it's being booted over from an older game, which we're gonna go into those next.
One's a lawyer and...
Yeah, one's definitely a lawyer, because I see that he has this like the bingo sheet symbol, and then this other guy, I don't know. It's hard because names in Japanese can be read so many different ways because of the kanji, so I really can't tell you what their names are, but they look pretty handsome.
Yeah, they look pretty good. So far it's 2. But yeah, so that's like the first one that caught our eyes. She has like the little like...
Batsumaru.
Yeah, Batsumaru.
Yeah. Yes or no. Okay. And they're pretty much also, one thing we can note is that it is kind of the same order, right?
Yeah, it's the same order. Something I noticed because we looked at, of course, Kissed by the Baddest Bidder, and like somebody had mentioned on one of our videos that on the Japanese one that Rion, which is my favorite, has like all his.
Let's go check that out, because I literally haven't looked at it. Did I pass it?
Yeah, you did.
It was up at the top, huh? Yeah. Right there. Oh, also, what is it called? I remember I was looking it up.
Suitorumu.
Suitorumu de itarazu na kisu. So
Yeah.
it's like a flirtatious kiss or like a troublesome kiss in a sweet room or like a penthouse, basically.
Yeah. And
Kiss by
then
the Baddest, but there's a way better name in English.
go to Rion's because right now we're on Eisuke's.
Right here.
Is that his name? What does his name say?
Maruhata
Yeah.
Kyara.
Yeet.
Shokai.
Okay, so yeah, this one has like
Oh shoot.
all of
Oh my
Rion's.
gosh.
So,
I want to play these.
so just so you all know, like when I have time, I'm probably gonna play the Japanese version because I love Rion.
We should do it together
because
because we'll probably go faster if we're both translating it.
So if we both do it and like we both like get it together.
Oh my gosh.
We'll
That's
do that
so
as like a
exciting.
special down the line because we have so much planned already. So we'll probably do that one down the line. But yeah, so that one has all of like Rion's and stuff. And the other characters are still included in like their American
Is
one
this
as
guy
well.
in the American
Yeah,
one?
that's Hikaru.
Oh, okay.
And then
We
those
just
ones-
didn't play season 2 yet.
Yeah, so
I know a lot of you guys wanted us to after we made that video, but
we might down the line. We won't like cancel out. But right,
Yeah, I'm not
like,
gonna
right
say it's
now,
a no, but-
we have like Evermore like that's coming out soon, and then
oh yes, please follow us. It's coming up so soon,
Yeah,
so we're
it's
just gonna
crazy.
like be telling you guys about it every video.
Yeah, so follow us on Instagram at Lovely Incorporated or like our
Follow us on Facebook. That's also Lovely Incorporated. Or if you just want to go by our name, it's Lovely Inc.
Yep, and definitely.
Twitter's Lovely Inc. _
Yeah, Lovely Inc.
We'll have it on the
underscore.
screen.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, totally follow us. You'll see updates. We have a lot of our sprites still that we're showing. Some more on Mondays. So, yeah.
Oh, and for an exclusive just for you guys, I will show you guys a sketch from Minoru's story. We'll put it on the screen, just an exclusive sneak peek.
Yeah. All right. So as we're scrolling down, also, okay. So something I found on like, cause they had the schedule to scan on the spotlight. There's like more coming out for that. So like,
That's
just
definitely
know
gonna get ported
there's-
over.
That one's gonna keep coming over. Some of the same.
This game
class-
like doesn't do well anywhere. I want to see how many reviews is on it compared.
I don't understand where that concept came from. Like, let us know in the comments below if you guys have played that game or if like you like the concept, because I just
What's
can't
it called
get
again?
into it.
Like in English?
A World Without You.
Okay. That's not what it's called here. It's called something else, but that's
so yeah.
none of that.
I honestly, not to like keep like bagging on it, but every time you click on a game, you just want to click back to get to the part where you were at. But I hate that you have to hit home and then go all the way through it again. It's just so annoying.
It's pretty frustrating. Oh, one thing I do want to mention is that they have stories that are in English, but there's other guys that are now available. Like, for example, in First Love Diaries, I think it's called, A Kiss on a Beach. First Love Diaries, A Kiss on a Beach. The piano teacher is never available in the English version, but he is in Japanese.
And I'm assuming that they're never going to release him in English now at this point because the game is finished.
It's
so,
weird though, because I want to say it's because it's taboo, but they have that homeroom one.
yeah.
So
I don't
really get that.
Oh,
Okay, here we go.
We're like we didn't play that out. Okay, so this one is Supai Nikisuto.
Oh, I forget what that word is. Isn't it like bomb or something? It's just
It's what we do like all the time, just so like when we've taken formal Japanese and we're still like practicing all the time, but just understand there's like a lot of time. What bothers me is when we're like looking at katakana of words that are like easily translatable over, but because we're
It's
so focused that it means
embarrassing.
something else.
It was
so,
balcony that got me.
that one got me too. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's this word. Yeah, like the way it would say is like bow, like how do you say like bow?
So they spell out every single thing with a Japanese syllable for foreign words.
Buraukuni or
So it's
something.
like buraukuni, but like when you're looking at it, like it just does not register until you sound it out loud and make a fool of yourself.
In your mind, you're just like you're focused on like what does that mean in Japanese, and then you're like
You literally
balcony is
have
what it
to
means.
say it out loud or you cannot get it. Like that's how I feel. I think it means bomb. I don't know. This is like, it's too hard when I can't have it on both screens because we
Yeah.
only have this right now.
But it's like about spies. But okay, so if you've ever seen the game Dangerous Seduction, I want to say this is the same art.
Yeah, which
'Cause
I
these-
do not like that art. Do you like it?
No.
Okay.
So they look literally identical to each other.
They
and
just
these-
look skinnier. That's the difference. Because if you go to
Yeah.
Dangerous Seduction, they're all kind of like a thicker, like, line. I mean, the line art's still thick, but they're just like bigger in general. Whereas
Yeah.
this one, they're all kind of skinnier. To be honest, I feel like a spy game would be really awesome, but this
Not
one's
this one.
super old.
This
like,
one's really old. This one also doesn't have a prologue. So one of these, or like mine, I might have just selected the wrong answer because I was trying to like get through it, and like that's the problem. So that has to be the prologue, right?
Yeah, so it says Yomu Rodaku.
So it immediately makes you make a choice. Yeah, it's always this way.
I hate how it does that.
it like tricks you into believing that like it could be me.
Oh yeah, so it says Prologo skipushimasu ka? So like, do you want to skip it or not? Which is dumb because it's separated out now. I know in the old games it wasn't, so that's probably the code got carried over.
No, I said skip.
Oh, so it does have a prologue then, unless.
Yeah, I'm dumb and I skipped it and I was like, it doesn't have a prologue and now I'm screwed.
I was just about to be like, look, but I'm gonna have it on the screen.
Yeah.
That is cute though. Actually, this one's a little bit newer up, I guess. It doesn't have music though. That's the thing.
So these older ones do not have music. We found like probably like 10 of them.
There's
that are just
13, I believe, maybe 12. But it's super awkward. But I think they were ported over from like a really old version, like the original iPhone. It was probably on that app store. Mm-hmm. We thought Dangerous Seduction was the oldest, but there's no way because some of these are like girl.
But yeah, so we're not. What was the description on that? We didn't
the spy game? I mean, I forget, but it's basically something about becoming like joining the spy team.
Yeah.
Which I think that would be a really good game. It's just like they need to remake it, which we do find that they tend to remake really old concepts. So they have a really old one. I think it's called Campus Love Story or something like that.
And then Kiss Me on Clover Hill is literally the same.
It's like the same storyline. It's new characters, but it's like kind of like upgraded versions of those original characters.
And isn't Kiss by the Baddest Bidder also an upgraded version, basically, of another story?
Yeah, you're right. It's Sleepless Cinderella, kind
Yeah.
of. It's a better version, I would say, like as far as dramatic plot and everything like that. But I prefer the characters in Sleepless Cinderella so much more. If you guys have played Satsuki, like let me know what you think of him. Okay, so going all the way down to the bottom, all of these are ones that are old and that we personally don't think will get translated.
Yeah.
This one is Love at the Reunion. So you basically go back to your high school reunion and meet a guy, like you're on a train heading there, and then you start to reconnect with people and you can like choose one to fall in love with.
Yeah.
This next one is Love and Job Otana no Jijo, which is Love and Job Adult Affairs or Adult Matters.
And so basically the premise of this one is like you want to get married, but you also want to have your career, and now you have to choose: are you going to get married and give up your career, or are you going to give up the person you want to marry or a person that you're going to marry and for your career? Which
is problematic. So,
but I don't. We'd have to actually play, to be honest, because I'm assuming that they bridge it together that you get to have both. But
I sure hope so. But the fact that that's how it like comes out at you is, I think, why that's probably not going to work in American, because with American culture, it just doesn't really.
Yeah, because I would not.
I shouldn't say American, just like any English speaking, like we're not the center of the
universe.
universe.
We actually skipped it. So they actually have one game that has it's 0 stars, and it's set up as a complete, like it's like a book. It's not even like mangas, because mangas have.
I'll show you guys on the
images.
screen. Like it makes it seem like that's how it's going to be, so maybe it is later down the line if you were to like buy it, but it's literally like you just scroll like a book, like if you were on the like book app.
Yeah, and I like books personally. I love reading because then you can imagine it yourself. However, with this being in Voltage and what you're used to, it's actually a turnoff because you're like, you want me to pay for this?
Yeah, which I want to also mention that because so many of you guys were so turned off by Love's Hella Punk, and I was really surprised at that, but thinking about it, it makes sense because it's just like what she was talking about. You don't come to read a book. You're not there to read a manga either, even though that has the images, but
it's here that you're reading a visual novel. So you want the visuals, you want the characters and all that. So I completely understand why that would not be so popular with people who are used to the what you get from Voltage. So I can totally understand on that side. I feel like
I totally get it
positive,
now.
but like
we were super hyped about it. I didn't think about that fact, to be honest.
So we'll think about that because we are actually going to read the very first, like the full complete first volume of Love's Hella Punk and review that ourselves to see.
It's like an updated review because we were kind of all over the place. I mean, it was our first video back in this, and like we were just kind of like reacting to it, and we were excited about it. We just played it the night before, and we just didn't think about all the pros and cons like for different types of players.
And I like reading manga, so I think that's like why I was like, so like I'm fine with it, but I can see why if I was
CGs is kind of a
deal
killer,
I don't like that, but like I can understand if from playing all the time, if I was just saying as a Voltage player, that would not be something I would pay for again. Like I'd just be like, eh.
And a lot of you guys were like, it not having choices is like a deal breaker for me, and I never really thought of that, so that's definitely something we're gonna keep in mind. We're never gonna make a game with our company that doesn't have choices,
but we'll go deeper into like pricing and all that with the next Love Hella Punk video, because like that's a whole tea moment.
Oh, another thing I want to mention is Be My Princess in Japanese is called A Princess Proposal, which they're both good names, but I just think Be My Princess is so good, so I just want to give kudos to whoever localized that game.
But yeah,
But there's so many, you guys. This one looks interesting. I forget what it's. Kimi o Aisu Nandodemo. Like, I fall in love with you over and over again?
Yeah.
Or something like that. The characters look interesting in this one, and I kind of read a little bit of it.
Oh, I like him. He
looks really interesting.
Doctor?
Like, all of them are super unique. I want to say it's something more basic, the plot, but the characters really come to life on this one. So I'd love to see this one translated. It just happens to not have music yet again, which is such a deal breaker for me.
The good things about these kind of older ones, if they do get translated, they're not Love Choice, so they're gonna be where you can purchase them full out.
Ooh. Right, which is why I want them to get translated.
So, okay, that was the manga one. Okay, so this threw me off. So Celebrity Darling is in this one because it's a super old. Like, I think it's one of the original games.
Yeah, let me go.
One of the characters, at least in the Japanese version of this, is a love choice.
Yeah, there's some are Love Choice and some aren't. And we went to the English version and it's not Love Choice. None of them are Love Choice.
And it's weird that they're Love Choice because this is like probably the original Voltage game that came out.
There's a CG that insinuates that, or a background that insinuates it was in the 90s that they got that artwork done.
So it's insane to me because that would mean that either they did it did so well that they changed it into Love Choice.
What makes me think is that maybe Love Choice is going over a lot better in Japan than it's going over here.
And I hope they just I don't know why, but you know.
I don't know why either because I don't like it. But
I like buying things like the whole thing. Like I don't want to do a bunch of.
Oh, this one's really interesting. So they have a game basically where it's your honeymoon on a cruise ship. Like that's the premise of the game. And I think it was like an arranged marriage is how you get started. And then it just starts from your honeymoon on a cruise ship. That one's interesting.
Yeah, actually I like that kind of concept in general, like where you're more focused on less of it like the will be or won't be. Even though we know in otome games like towards the end, like that's kind of the whole point. It's nice to be like, well, we're already together, so how do we build from there? You know, like
it's almost like a season 2, but like not. I don't know.
Yeah,
I like that concept a lot.
Like you're already together. It's like that's already my man's.
And it's more just about like discovering each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then they have. Oh yeah, they have one where you go to be a maid for a rich household, and you end up basically like falling in love with one of your masters.
Get your bag, sis. No, I'm sorry. There's this one. Okay, we have to talk about that one because that one has like the OL and stuff.
Oh wait, which one is it? Was it this one or this one?
This one.
Julietto? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, so this one's Midnight Juliet. And they're in the description, like we had the hardest time translating this one compared to the other ones. I mean, it really didn't take that long. But they say like, OL として働いているあなた. So basically, I'm working as an OL. And we're like, what the heck is an OL? So we look it up and it means office lady. And it's like commonly used when they're in manga and stuff descriptions.
And what does BG mean?
And BG was business girl.
Business girl.
Business girl. I was just like, what? Yeah. I just thought that was super interesting.
So yeah, you work there and then basically these guys like come to you like at the bottom of your balcony like a Romeo and you're trying to figure out which one's gonna be your Romeo, right?
Yeah, so this one's different. So basically you're saying like it would be a dream if I could just become a lady of a house and have this royal romance, but I'm working as an office lady. And then one day my parents come to me and tell me that I have a new marriage partner. And so that's like how it all starts out. And basically you do get that, but you didn't have the grand romance beforehand, so you're kind of hesitant to leave your job.
Yes, that makes more sense. Because I was like, it says something about a grand romance, but like, what does that mean?
I know, they all kind of have blended together because we were looking at so many descriptions. There was one that was really interesting, the time travel one. I want to look at that one because I think that concept's so cool. It's called like Time Travel Wonder, I want to say. Yeah, time skip koi no, and then I forget that kanji, but it.
Oh yeah, so this one's actually super cool concept, and I kind of want to play this one too, and we can like obviously down the line like do like a review like.
And I kind of want to show you guys, like, I'll put it up on the screen because it's like so old.
It's super old.
I don't think I can get it across with words.
The backgrounds are a little jarring.
Blurry. And like the hair, like if his hair's like this, like it has this jagged, like pixelated line. It's so weird.
We gotta talk too. We're true best friends to a fault.
Can you tell we live together?
Anyway, but the reason why I really like the concept is it's it's saying like, what if you had another chance to go back to somebody that you didn't, like the one that got away or someone that you love so bad, and you got that second chance at this epic romance, this love, would you do it? And you get to it. I love that as a concept.
I love that so much because I can imagine like if you're like single and you're looking back on these different times throughout your life when you could have had an opportunity to change that, but you just were too scared for whatever reason. Like in the prologue, when she catches the bouquet at her friend's wedding, she starts having flashbacks from these moments with guys because they're asking her like, well, when's the last time you had a boyfriend? And she thinks back to like her high school graduation when there was this guy that came up and like there was this moment where she could have confessed her feelings for him, and it's pretty clear that he liked her back, but she just decided like to say nothing, and then he left. And like, so that could have been a moment of change. There's a guy who brings her home an umbrella, follows her home from work, a coworker that was worried about her, and she just like kind of is like decides to distance herself instead of like pursue that. So there's different moments like that.
Yeah, so it's like, I just like the concept. It's like if we all have had it, we're like, dang, I should have said something to that guy on like the elevator or whatever, that cute guy or whatever, and you just get the second chance. So I think that we should totally invest in playing that game like down the line.
Yeah, it's like such a good concept. I wish this was our concept.
Yeah, we have a lot of good concepts though, guys.
I know, I can't wait to make more games. Like, it's just, I love Otome games so much.
I'm trying to see some other ones.
I know, just scroll all the way back down to the bottom every time.
So we pretty much covered, this one's like a college campus one, right?
Yeah, we talked about that one, talked about Juliet. There's one where you're like an executive assistant, like, or an office secretary, but like the stuff he asks you to do is like romantic. So like that's one. But yeah, that's pretty much that for this app. So now we're gonna go check out, I have to do a comment shout out.
Okay, yeah, because when we went to go look, I was like, she's like, it's for over 18. I'm like, no, it's probably not that bad.
Tell the story.
So I was like, let's just look it up. Like, I don't even, like, it's voltage still. Like, they're pretty PG about things.
Yeah, they usually are.
When I say I was thrown off, I was like, oh.
Literally, we were like, ah!
Not safe for work. And okay, so I know there's a lot of people that have commented on our videos that they love Kings of Paradise. If you like Kings of Paradise and that's your tea, this is where you want to go. I know it's all in Japanese though.
I wonder if they're gonna invest into making that into like a...
That's like a really popular thing, but...
Yeah, I know a lot of people like more adult things.
I've read Kings of Paradise, and when I say that they get like graphic, I just never, no matter what, I'm never prepared for it. I'm just like,
Irresistible Stakes gets me too.
It's not for me. Like, I can't read that. I mean, I do, but like,
I know it's like, it's for a time and a place. I don't know, it just depends on my mood. But
sometimes I'll be at work reading it when I have like time.
I know, right? I like to read mine in my office sometimes when I have like a moment. So if somebody walks in and it's just like literally, guys, like, it's like tits out, like it was crazy.
Okay,
where's the comments? Oh yeah. So Jessica says, did you know there's a Voltage R18 game website called Otana Love? LMAO. Unfortunately, it's in Japanese. Okay,
so we can go because we can see some of it. We're not gonna read and like rate any, like see any of it, but I'm saying when I say it gets like saucy.
Otana no Rabu.
It's like purple because we looked at it.
Yeah.
We're not dirty girls.
We're not dirty girls. Isn't purple like representative of like sex?
I thought that was green.
No, it's definitely purple.
I heard green things are an aphrodisiac.
I've heard that about purple.
I don't want to look it up. Honestly, I don't want to do that because it's gonna.
I have to look it up.
I'm not saying purple can't also be. I'm saying I just heard green was too.
I'm just gonna say what color. Oh, I don't know how to spell that.
We'll speak it.
Good one. Aphrodisiac.
We're not spelling people at all. I can't spell to save my life.
Red.
We're just wrong.
So mad. So, I mean, we'll just like show it up on the screen. We might have to blur some things, but as you can see, it's kind of like doing the like all of the guys on the one girl kind of moment for you.
Yeah, definitely nudes. Ooh.
Yeah.
And it's not like gross, but it's like definitely explicit.
It's
like,
just weird to be sharing this online. Like,
yeah, because we're like, we have cutesy stuff, and then we're just like, here's some exploits.
But yeah, I mean, we're not going to get too much into it because we can't really read anything without getting in trouble by Voltage. But they have all these stories that are like specifically, and Kings of Paradise is on here, which tells you something. Like,
yeah, so Kings of Paradise, so they have like the full tea on that. So if that's what your jam is, I would say you can check it out, even though you don't speak Japanese. I mean, it's still
I don't know, maybe you can translate the page and get something out of it. I don't know. Because it is a web page, not an app, so it's easier to like just hit the Google Translate, you know?
Yeah, I would just be careful because Google Translate can be very
super wrong, especially about things that are so like multiple sexual meanings. Terms are not going to be in the dictionary, like certain like slang sexual terms, so you're not going to really understand like.
Well, too, because Japanese has like with kanji, there's so many different meanings. Like, okay, like the word koi has like 2 different kanjis that come with it and stuff sometimes, so it's like you have to be really careful because it's going to translate this way or like.
Yeah, so like koibito, there's certain so koibito and aijin, they look the exact same, but there's koi and ai are similar kanji. I wish I could say which one. I think aijin, while it looks like that would be the one that's who you're dating, like a romantic partner, it's really like a mistress. Whereas koibito is like your lover.
Yeah.
Like your like cutesy lover.
There's a lot of homophones. Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, that's the word.
And so kanji that are so similar. So it's like, not that Google Translate isn't helpful, just be careful because when I use it, it's like at my absolute most desperate moment. So I'm like, oh, listen.
I know when I can't find anything anywhere else, I will pop it in there just to see if something comes up that'll spark an idea in my mind of what it means.
I can see that it means this, but I mean, that's again, like it's still one of those.
You kind of have to have like this, like the years of experience in Japanese to be able to use Google Translate properly, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and so I'm just saying like, look at it. I mean, the images are still the images. The storyline, like same thing. Like if you already have the story in like Voltage Love 365, and then you get it for whatever reason, or you look at it in Japanese version of the game, the stories are pretty much the same. Some of the things are a little bit more properly said, I would say.
Yeah, I would say it's really interesting to just see how they ended up translating it. Like. Yeah, because sometimes definitely have to change. Sometimes they do a really good job, and sometimes it's like
that's not what they said at
all. Where they went there.
I don't think that's what they were gonna say ever. And so, but you never know because like we read it in English, so I assume that's like word for word what was meant to be said. Not the case. I want to read Love's Hella Punk in Japanese and see like what was.
I tried to, and it's very difficult. Okay, because I really do trust that they picked a good translator because it's seriously difficult to read, and it's stuff that's not in dictionaries.
Yeah. But I guess that's it for our video today. So
yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. Let us know if you have any other ideas of things you want us to look at, because we do have like the ability to translate some things for you guys. If you're curious about anything, let us know.
All right.
Yeah, have a good weekend.
Bye.